Most people trying to clear their hyperpigmentation are actually making it worse and they don't even know it. I'm a doctor, I have my own skincare brand, and I have cleared my own hyperpigmentation. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to treat yours, what products to use, and your friends and family are gonna be asking you, what's your secret to glowing skin? So how is hyperpigmentation form? When your skin gets irritated, it kind of panics and it makes more melanin as a part of the healing process. And your melanin is produced by skin cells known as melanocytes. And in skin of color, these melanocytes tend to be more active. Your melanosomes, the skin cells that package the melanin, are actually a lot larger in skin of color. So the same irritation that barely leaves a mark on lighter skin tones can really leave hyperpigmentation on deeper skin tones. The irritation can lead to inflammation, which leads to hyperpigmentation. This is why you can get a pimple, not pop it, but it still leaves a dark mark because of the inflammatory process that is happening when that pimple is produced. Before you treat anything, you need to know what the triggers are so that you can get to the root cause and effectively target the hyperpigmentation. Some triggers of hyperpigmentation could be sun exposure, hormones, dark patches that can show up when you're pregnant or on birth control or even perimenopause and menopause. This can be known as melasma, and it can require a more comprehensive approach to being treated. Hyperpigmentation can also be caused by acne and trauma. Acne is an inflammatory process that your skin goes through, and as I said before, irritation leads to inflammation, which leads to hyperpigmentation. Trauma can be produced where a pimple was, or from a cut, or from ingrown hairs, from shaving, and even waxing. A lot of women who struggle with PCOS, PMOS actually struggle with having hyperpigmentation on their chin areas because of this. And obviously men can go through this as well from consistent shaving. Hyperpigmentation can be very frustrating and emotionally taxing, and a lot of people mess up right here. They think that they have to do more ingredients, harsher ingredients, higher percentages. And what this is actually doing is irritating your skin even more, especially if you have skin of color. So when you're treating hyperpigmentation, you need to have a gentle yet effective approach. So here's the exact framework. Step number 1 is sunscreen. This is the most important thing you can do. If you don't watch any more of the video and you just make it right here, I'll be so happy. The sun is great. We love her. We love our vitamin D. However, the UV rays can actually cause something known as oxidative stress in your skin, and this can cause an inflammatory process in your skin. And as we said before, irritation leads to inflammation, inflammation leads to hyperpigmentation. This oxidative stress produces what we know as free radicals within your skin. This is also a way in which your skin can look more mature. It can increase the signs of aging. The UV rays from the sun can also obviously make your existing hyperpigmentation worse. So it is important to use at least an SPF 30, whether or not you're inside or outside. If you're inside and you're against large windows, you even need to put on sunscreen. If you can get a tinted sunscreen that works for you, this is even better because it helps to block against visible light. However, when you're a person of color, this can be very difficult. So the best sunscreen for you is a sunscreen that you're going to wear every single day and actually reapply. If you don't do this step, nothing else matters. Trust me. The second step is to use an antioxidant. Going back to what I said in the previous step, that the UV rays from the sun can cause something known as oxidative stress in your skin and produce free radicals. Antioxidants help to combat this oxidative stress. A popular antioxidant is vitamin C, aka ascorbic acid. But this is not the only antioxidant that exists. You have vitamin E, you have resveratrol, you have glutathione. These are different types of antioxidants that are all still effective in your skin. Chances are that if you're using a hyperpigmentation serum, it will contain some sort of antioxidant in it. You need antioxidants to help protect against the environmental pollutants that causes these free radicals in your skin, and also the UV rays from the sun. If you choose to use vitamin C as your antioxidant, just make sure that you're using it in the morning right before your sunscreen. Step number 3 is a retinoid, aka vitamin A. This is a well-studied, well-researched ingredient. A popular one is tretinoin, but you don't have to use tretinoin. You can use retinol, retinaldehyde, or tretinoin if you please. And how retinoids work is that they help to speed up skin cell turnover. So this means that the dark spots on the surface of your skin get to shed a lot faster. And retinoids also help to stimulate collagen production in the skin, which helps with fighting wrinkles. Now, they can be very irritating, which can do the opposite when you're trying to clear your hyperpigmentation. So you want to start with a low percentage and use it a few nights per week, 1 to 2 nights when you're starting off until you're able to work your way up. Again, you don't have to start with tretinoin. Please listen to me, because I ruined my skin by starting with tretinoin at a very high percentage. You ain't got to do all of that. Trust me. Step number 4 is to exfoliate. And I'm not talking about scrubbing your skin. I'm talking about with a chemical exfoliant. So these are your exfoliating acids, your glycolic, lactic, mandelic acid. If you're a person of color, glycolic acid can be a little bit irritating. I used to use it in the past, but not anymore. Glycolic acid is very small, right? The molecules are very small, so it can actually penetrate your skin a lot easier, which can lead to irritation, which leads to inflammation and hyperpigmentation. So if you're a person of color, one of the best acids to exfoliate with is mandelic acid. The particles of this acid are larger, so it doesn't penetrate your skin as quickly as a glycolic acid would, but it's also very effective, very gentle. Another one of my faves is lactic acid, which is great if you're just starting out with exfoliating and if you have dry skin. Now, this is going to help to slough off those dead skin cells and reveal brighter, fresher looking skin. And your vitamin A, your retinoid, does some exfoliating as well, as we mentioned in the previous point. This is why I don't like when hyperpigmentation serums contain exfoliating acids, because this can just be a recipe for disaster if you're supposed to use this every single day. It can damage your moisture barrier, and especially if you're using it with like a retinol, retinaldehyde, or tretinoin. So I'd prefer use a serum like the Derm Intellect Dark Spot Serum that doesn't contain any exfoliating acids, and then you exfoliate your skin with like a mandelic acid or lactic acid 2 to 3 times per week. And step number 5, this is very important. It is to use a tyrosinase inhibitor or a serum that has multiple tyrosinase inhibitors. Some popular ones are hydroquinone, alpha-arbutin, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, kojic acid. When you're a person of color, you need multiple tyrosinase inhibitors to actually be effective in your skin. The exception to this rule is if you're using a hydroquinone, but this obviously should be used under the care of a medical provider. Tyrosinase is the enzyme that produces melanin in the skin. So if you're inhibiting that enzyme, you're going to inhibit the excess production of melanin. Now, the thing about melanin production is that it happens at multiple steps in the pigment production pathway. So you can't just use one ingredient. You need to use multiple ingredients that targets pigment at different steps in the pathway. This is why I really love the Derm Intellect Dark Spot Serum. This is my skincare brand because it has multiple tyrosinase inhibitors in there that really help to target pigment at different steps, something that you need, especially if you have skin of color. So here's what your routine is going to look like. In the morning, you're going to cleanse with a gentle cleanser. I love the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser. Then you're going to follow up with an antioxidant serum, for example, your vitamin C serum if you choose, or you can just use a targeted serum for hyperpigmentation like Derm Intellect Dark Spot Serum. This is because chances are that these type of serums, they have antioxidant properties in them. But if you're choosing to do a vitamin C serum, make sure that you do it in the morning, right before your sunscreen. Always finish with sunscreen. In the night, I'm gonna need you to double cleanse. Double cleanse is basically just using a micellar water or an oil or balm cleanser to really take off that dirt, makeup, sunscreen off your skin before going in with your actual cleanser like the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser. After you do that, let your skin dry down a little. Then you're going to go in with your targeted hyperpigmentation serum, right? After you do that, you can go in with a retinoid of your choice if your skin can tolerate it. If your skin can't tolerate it, just skip this step and follow up with a moisturizer. My skin can tolerate it, so I use my Derm Intellect Dark Spot Serum, and then I use my tretinoin. 2 to 3 nights per week, you're going to need to exfoliate. When you're exfoliating, you don't want to do this on the same night that you are using your retinoid on. Okay, because this can cause excess irritation and we don't want that. I prefer to exfoliate at night because sometimes when you exfoliate, this can make your skin cells more susceptible to the rays of the sun. On the same night that you're exfoliating, you may want to skip the hyperpigmentation serum, especially if it contains a bunch of active ingredients, if you're new to skincare and your skin can't tolerate it. But this is just dependent on everybody's skin. Everybody's skin is different. You know what your skin can tolerate. And that's the entire framework. If you actually want a serum that will was formulated to target pigment at multiple steps in the pathway, I created my own hyperpigmentation serum. This serum contains 6 active ingredients: broccoli sprout exosome, which is going to help to stimulate collagen in your skin and help with skin rejuvenation, skin renewal. So it's really great for mature skin as well, who may be struggling from hyperpigmentation as well due to menopause or perimenopause hormonal issues. The link is in the description box and it will take you exactly where you need to purchase. If you follow this framework and you're consistent with it, your skin will improve. Treating hyperpigmentation is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and it is important that you remember that. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'll reply to all of them. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Dr. Natasha Henry, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.